Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about The Sadness, a new Shudder original movie. But it's not really a Shudder original movie. It's technically a Taiwanese movie that Shudder bought. And apparently the biggest premiere on Shudder also.
Yes.
So, oh my god.
Okay. All right. So I think, like, on the scale of fucked up movies, this does not rank with the most fucked up movies that we have seen. However,
it's pretty high up there.
It's pretty high. Yeah.
It's definitely one of the most fucked up movies I've seen recently.
Yeah.
And that's including, like, genuinely fun fucked up movies like Fried Berry. But that's a different kind of fucked up than this is.
Yeah. That's like perceptually and narratively fucked up.
Like Fried Berry's weird, but this is mean-spirited.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like nasty things.
Oh yeah. Like when I say mean-spirited, think like movies like The Green Inferno in terms of like mean-spiritedness.
Yeah.
Or even the Evil Dead remake.
Actually, the Evil Dead remake's a pretty good one. Like, imagine the Evil Dead remake, but on the scale of an entire country.
Yeah. I think I described it at one point. It's like if Mayhem was set in an entire city and was as mean-spirited as Evil Dead 2013, but as gory as Dead Alive.
Yeah. This is like a combination of like Dead Alive and 28 Days Later.
It is a zombie story, but it's a zombie story, but it's not undead. It's less Dawn of the Dead and more the crazies. These are infected people that have gone nuts.
Yeah.
And the thing that they have gone nuts with enhances all of their most negative qualities. So, needless to say, if you have any sorts of like personal triggers around sexual violence, or even just violence in general, because this is violence taken to 11.
Yeah.
Then you might want to avoid this movie and look for something a little bit more like Mayhem is probably more your speed than this is, because this is extreme.
Yeah. Like, how to put it? Strangely enough, even though it's an Asian flick, there's not a lot of foo. There's not a lot of foo in this one. However, what you do have is it has a dead baby count.
Yeah.
It has a dead baby count. It has a rape count.
Yeah, there's a rape count. There's a dead baby count. There's a exploding heads count. There's a entrails count. Like this is gory in the truest sense of gory. Like you actually get entrails all over the place in this movie.
Yeah. And much like Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead, there's a point at which you just stop counting that.
Oh yeah,
you know, like you're just like, yeah, okay, there's just more of it.
And obviously, one of those movies where they used gallons and gallons of blood for every scene.
Oh yeah,
with each scene, I swear, using more than the last. Like it's kind of insane.
I'm also gonna say that would it be a fair warning to say, look, if you need a happy ending, this is not your thing.
Oh yeah. This movie's mean-spirited and bleak as shit. So if you're looking for the feel-good movie of the year, not this one.
No,
not this one. I will say this though about the movie is that even though it is an extreme fucked up horror movie, this is also a horror movie that's about something.
Oh yeah, totally.
This movie 100% echoes the
COVID pandemic.
Yeah, the collapse of society in the wake of the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because part of the irony is that this movie is set in Taiwan, and Taiwan actually did go into full immediate lockdown.
Yeah.
And as a result, they have a death toll
1,284.
Much smaller fucking death count.
But I will say this, even though it's a Taiwanese film, the actual filmmaker is from Canada.
Yeah.
So,
because you can tell that this, even though it's set in Taiwan, this is really about the North American response.
Oh yeah, you can totally vibe with that. Like you can feel it the entire time. Like that's the vibes the movie's getting given off. Like with its social commentary and the way people like don't believe it's happening and the way they're behaving and the way people when the shit hit the fan just brought out the worst of themselves.
Yeah,
you know. Like, think of all those, like, videos of people pulling guns on each other for wearing masks and shit. Like that kind of craziness. This movie is basically a huge metaphor for that. Like, if you can't tell, we love the shit out of this movie.
Yeah, it's very good.
And for me, it's definitely, like, one of the top movies of the year so far. Like, just... if not the top at this point.
Yeah. I think it's like I haven't decided whether it or X is the winner.
Yeah. It's like it, X, Fresh, like those are the top 3 right now, and I'm hoping more movies keep coming out because these are knocking it out of the park.
Oh yeah, no, it's fantastic. One of the things that's really weird about this movie is it's shot on location.
Oh yeah, in Taiwan.
In Taiwan, when they're in Taipei or Taiwan, that's where they actually are.
This ain't no Vancouver. Doubling for Taiwan.
Vancouver ain't doubling,
which is funny given that it's a Canadian filmmaker.
I know. And the funny thing is I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh God, I know that bridge. Oh God, I know that building. Oh God, like I know all these locations because usually when you do like an American city, they do all the tourist spots, right? You know, you're just sort of like, yeah, Statue of Liberty, Golden Gate Bridge, like, shit like that. But this was, because it was shot on location, this was like, no, this is actually shit I know exists. Yeah. That isn't like necessarily the tourist board stuff, like the way the skyline looks on this particular bridge that we shot from, Yep. I'm like, oh, that's it. That's it. And if they fucking faked it, they faked it amazingly well.
Oh, God, absolutely. And if you're wondering, like, what the actual plot of the movie is, this movie is essentially about a couple who are separated right as this breakout happens, and they're trying to reconnect with one another. They're trying to find one another amidst the outbreak.
The sadness has a double meaning, because... one, when you're infected with the disease, you stop blinking, and so your eyes constantly water.
Yeah.
But it's also sadness, as you probably guessed, in terms of sadomasochism.
Yes.
Like sadism. So it's definitely
pure sadism.
Both
That's a great way to put it. It's like a virus that makes you a pure sadist.
Yep.
Like you just get all the pleasure out of the harming of others.
Yeah, and that's actually that key moment. It's not about inflicting the damage or the injury. It becomes about inflicting the harm.
Yeah.
And the distress, like it's literally these are fuck zombies that are like getting off on hurting people.
Oh yeah. It's like they're all those fucking dudes in Hostel, like getting off on like dismembering and hurting people and raping them and shit.
And you think
it's horrific.
Yeah, and you think like where this is going, but no, because the writer the writer director really thought about this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Really thought about it. It's like, wow, what? Yeah, we could do like fucking entrails and stuff, and we will do that.
Yeah.
But what other like weird shit could these things be doing?
Every time I thought that it had reached its peak, like, fucked upness, it would do something more fucked up.
Yeah. Like, at one point, there is a gang of young boys who are literally trying to destroy this guy's testicles.
Yeah.
They're just sort of like...
And that scenario does not end the way you think it does.
No, it doesn't.
We'll talk about it when we get to the spoilers, but that scenario does not go where you think it's going.
Yeah.
It is truly shocking in that sense.
Yeah, it is supposed to be... It is a mean movie.
Yeah.
It is a funny movie.
Yes, it has a very dark sense of humor. That's why I brought up like a movie like The Green Inferno.
Yes.
Because it reminds me of like how Eli Roth movies, as fucked up as they are, often have this dark sense of humor about them.
Yeah.
And this movie 100% has that.
Yeah, you can tell that this is in the vein of like Hostel 2, and shit like that,
like where, yeah, it's all fucked up and horrific or whatever, but it is kind of hilarious to watch that fucking creepy dude get his dick cut off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There is something pleasing about that. Its early, like, rape scenes were truly horrific, but there's some later on that are kind of hilarious.
Oh, yeah, there's just so fucking funny.
And I know that's going to turn a whole lot of people off. And again, if you're the kind of person who hears that and that just offends you, avoid this movie.
Yeah, you're not. You ain't gonna make it.
Just avoid this movie. This is like trauma levels of not giving a fuck. Like this.
Yes. It's trauma levels of not giving a fuck with like a really, really, really good production quality.
Oh yeah. Because like this is like a beautifully shot movie.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Train to Busan in that way.
It's
the way it's framed, everything's meticulous. Everything is like, there is no haphazard filmmaking in this movie. Everything is clearly the way it's meant to be,
Yeah. Every frame of painting. Yes. Oh man. And like, of course, the breakout character of the whole thing is the crazy bald guy.
Yeah,
this creepy bald guy.
Unlike a lot of zombie movies where the zombies are generally treated like a mass horde, and that's what's horrifying, and the actual antagonist is another human. This movie actually has a primary antagonist that's one of the zombies. It's like the hero zombie. Like this is
the
big boss zombie. You know?
The anti-hero zombie.
And he is hilarious to watch. He is amazing. Yeah. He's also horrific and fucked up as all fuck. Like just when you think that his evilness can't get even more evil, he will get more evil. Like,
it also works. It really works that he's this really small. Like kind of dumpy looking Asian dude.
Well, what I liked about him is that he's like the ultimate commentary, right? He is the unassuming businessman guy.
The guy you see every day and never notice.
But you can tell is harboring all this resentment that is just waiting for the opportunity to let it out.
Yes.
And not resentment for things he should have resentment for, like the system, but like resentment towards like women. For not sleeping with him and shit like that,
Yeah, exactly. Oh God, that scene where he's introduced, where he's first talking to the lead female character.
What I love about that scene, this is before he's been turned into a zombie, and it is probably the most uncomfortable and raw scene, and it's one of the few scenes in the movie not played for laughs at all, and it's just her uncomfortably trying to read on the subway, and he is obviously trying to get with her.
He's hitting on her.
But he is not taking no for an answer, and he is not reading the room.
No.
She is trying her best not to offend him. And it's one of the truly most uncomfortable scenes in the movie because it's not played for laughs, but you're sitting there and
it's played extremely straight.
And it's the most tense scene in the movie too, because you don't know when the shit's gonna hit the fan because the outbreak hasn't quite happened yet.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah. Because you're watching a zombie movie.
Exactly. So it's gonna happen at any moment, and you're like, oh shit, is this what's gonna happen?
Because like, hey, we're on a train. There's no way there's not gonna be a zombie scene on this train because that is come on.
And we'll talk about that scene when we get to the spoiler section, because that scene was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah. First big gore fucking like action scene.
It reminded me like of a gory version of that scene and I think the Raid 2 where they fight on a train.
Which
the Raid's already pretty fucking bloody and gory, but like this is like zombie gore. Like
goes a little farther. Oh man, this is a really, really, really good movie. It is more a commentary on human nature than anything else, obviously.
A very cynical one, too.
Oh, super cynical.
Which, to be fair, after the pandemic, I can't blame anybody for feeling this way, because I lost so much faith in my fellow man in the way they reacted and responded to the mere idea of having to inconvenience themselves for the sake of others.
Yeah, there was this weird feeling like somehow there was too much stupid happening.
Yeah.
There's way too much stupid happening, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. We usually stupid is like somewhat contained in these fucking situations. But here's just allowed to run rampant.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's creating all kinds of fucking problems, like, I won't wear masks. And it was just like, it's like watching everything that you were afraid was going to happen for the last like 10 years actually come home to roost and manifest.
For sure.
The post-pandemic opinion of humanity is not as rosy as that before.
All-time low.
Yeah.
All-time low. But anyway, my fellow Gorehounds, it is currently available on Shudder, so if you want to watch it, you're going to have to subscribe to Shudder. I'm sure it'll end up on home video at some point, but until then...
There's no way it doesn't.
Go subscribe and watch it on Shudder, because it is apparently doing very well there, so hopefully we'll be seeing more movies of this type hitting the Shudder library? I was going to say shelves, but I guess library is more accurate.
Library is probably more accurate, yeah.
And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, let us move on to the spoilers. And my God, is there shit that happens in this movie?
Okay. This movie finds new ways of making a bad situation worse.
Oh, for sure.
Whoa.
For sure.
Whoa.
So yeah, the bus scene man, that's the scene where you first get the realization that this is not your daddy's zombie movie. That this is
this is gonna go full bore.
This is like if you had that scene where in Day of the Dead where the guy's getting eaten alive. Like if that was the whole movie.
If that was the start and just the beginning of things.
Because this bus scene, like basically what ends up happening is the virus starts to infect people in the bus, and they just start stabbing each other. Like, if you ever read that story, I forget what country it was, whether it was Japan or China. But like that story of the guy who like stabbed 200 people on the subway.
Yeah. Just because the subway was in transit and no one could move.
No one could move, and he just ran around just stabbing fucking people.
Yep.
This movie obviously was either inspired by that or it happened frequently enough in a similar way that they fucking incorporated it into the movie. We're just watching as people are just getting stabbed left and right, and the blood's getting more and more. And to the point where, by the end of this scene, there is not an inch of this fucking subway that is not covered in blood.
Yeah, it's like a fucking sluice gate.
You know?
Oh my God.
It's fucked up.
And the movie does not waste a lot of time letting you know that no one is safe.
No.
You know, it's like everyone gonna get it.
Sweet old ladies, dead.
Yeah.
Children, dead. Fucking heroes who actually step in to try to help people, dead. Everyone's
fucking dead.
This is cynical as shit, baby.
Oh yeah, because like you're kind of like, I like how that scene happened because they run into this like kind of like big bodyguard looking dude, you know, and
he's a big fucking heavy dude.
Yeah, he's big, big heavy muscular dude, and he looks like he's gonna save these two characters, but really all he's able to do is buy them a few seconds.
Like for a minute, it looks like the tank is gonna join the party.
Exactly.
You know?
No,
but he just gets fucking killed by the crazy dude. That
crazy old guy just fucking.
He gets fucking mutilated too. Like,
yeah,
just like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and the main reason like he helps is because the guy just gets so into fucking like mutilating the guy that they have time to run off.
Yep.
But we ain't done with him yet.
Yep.
We ain't done with the crazy old guy yet.
This bus scene is also where we get like our first like rape scene, and it's
God,
it's like basically you just see like one of these fucking like zombie dudes just fucking pulled out his pants and just start butt raping this one other dude.
Yeah.
Bus.
Just like, whoa, wait a minute.
And I was like, whoa, I did not expect it to go there, because you normally don't have that in these kind of movies. Even these crazy, like they're not like undead, they're just crazy infected movies don't have this happen.
Well, also Asian movies don't tend to have a lot of buggery in them.
True.
You know, like that. The only other one I could think of that had like this blatant like guys ass fucking each other were like
the opening of Dead Alive.
The opening of Dead Alive and fucking parts of Ichi the Killer.
Oh yeah.
You know, like they usually don't show that kind of thing, but there it is.
You know, and it's just so fucked up and out of nowhere that it kind of hits you like a joke, like a punchline.
Yeah. And they definitely do that. The zombies definitely have that same like expression as that scene in Dead Alive when like blood is spraying on their face as they're coming.
Well, because they're kind of like deadites, right?
Yeah.
They're like getting off on fucking people over, literally. You know?
Yeah.
Like they're having the time of their lives.
Oh my God.
You know?
Oh man,
it's fucking horrific, but it's also hilarious.
Yeah, there's actually a point where like a bunch of the zombies are like kind of trapped in this like in an area, in a scene, and there's not anything for them to do because it's only them, because they really want to hurt normal people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're okay with doing fucked up things to each other, but they're gonna stop everything if they see one human.
Yeah.
And so this one room just turns into a fucking orgy.
Well, this movie actually had an explanation for something that zombie movies normally don't have. And that's why don't they attack each other? That's like most zombie movies never bring it up. And usually it's like kind of assumed that like, well, they want fresh brains, not dead brains. I'm like, true, but sometimes a freshly dead brain is still technically fresh. You know?
Right. Also, you look at the condition of some of the zombies and you're like, are there any brains left?
Yeah.
Thing? You know, like.
So, but this movie has this built-in thing where there's a point in which one of the main characters runs into a scientist who is studying everything. And he has basically figured out that they don't go for other infected people because they need the person that they're victimizing to not be into it. You can't rape the willing.
You can't rape the willing. Yeah.
And they get off on the pain of the other person.
Yeah. So while they will do things to each other, if they don't have any other options, they will stop everything to do something fucked up.
And because when they do it to each other, and there's at least one point where we see them doing it to another one of themselves, the person's enjoying it.
Yeah.
And when they start enjoying it, it's like, well, this isn't fun anymore. So
yeah. You're just like, oh my
And I thought that was kind of cool because I've never seen a movie like this, an outbreak zombie infected movie, have a built-in reason for why they don't.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a pretty good one where it was like, no. The pain and terror is the point.
Absolutely.
You know, like it's not, they're not trying. It's not just about getting their rocks off. It's about getting their rocks off of fucking victimizing somebody.
Absolutely.
You know, hence sadism.
Yep. This movie does a really cool thing where it does a main character switch. You think at the very beginning that your primary character is going to be the boyfriend and that the girl was going to be the secondary thing that we're cutting to. Like, he's A plot, she's B plot.
Yeah.
Which is usually how you do like a dual
but halfway through the movie, it turns and you don't even notice.
Yeah, it becomes clear as the movie's going on that he might be infected himself.
Yeah.
Because he starts having these hallucinations that seem to indicate that something's not right.
Yeah. But yet he's bound and determined to like reunite with his girlfriend.
Absolutely. And so by the time they actually like confront each other at the very end, it's this big question of like, is he turned?
Yeah.
Is she in danger? And it turns out, yeah. Now, granted, he does inadvertently save her from the crazy scientist guy that turns out to be not infected, but fucked up himself.
Yeah. He's just gone. He may or may not be infected, but he's definitely gone psychotic.
He represents the character in every zombie movie who's the human who's worse than the zombies. But he's not really worse than the zombies. He's just, like, there's almost no difference. Like, the only difference is he feels bad about what he does and has to justify it to himself.
Yeah.
Whereas the zombies don't have to.
Yeah. And even as he, like, even as he's realizing what's going on, he's just sort of like, maybe that's really the only difference.
Yeah.
You know, is like, I just feel bad about it
because he also kills a couple babies.
Oh yeah,
doing his little tests.
He's the primary baby smasher.
That's true. He's the baby macer.
He's the baby macer. Yeah. You know.
Oh man,
dude! Like it's one of those things where you look at him and you're like, I understand your situation. But
yeah, I get it, but they're to a point.
Yeah, I get it to a point. It's like, I hope I am never in that situation because that sounds like a horrific fucking decision to make.
You don't feel bad by the time he gets killed, though. Like,
no.
He has officially revealed himself to be like, oh man, the thing that might make you worse, like in theory, is that you know better.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, he gets it.
When I killed that baby, it felt really good.
But I will say this, and I know this is gonna make everyone fucking uncomfortable, but the greatest scene in this goddamn movie,
the very end. You've got to get to if you're gonna start watching it, you have to watch the last second.
Oh well, yeah, I was actually gonna say the fucking eye fuck scene.
The skull fucking scene.
Yeah, the skull fucking scene. But yeah, the ending's great too.
Right.
The ending's great too. I was gonna say the skull fucking scene. That's why I gave that whole preamble, because it's technically a rape scene.
It is. Yeah.
And because she gets infected, it's technically a rape scene where, like, she likes it by the end.
Yeah.
So it's really fucked up.
Yeah. It's like, but okay.
It's one of those scenes that, like, goes for 11. But what I kind of like about the scene is it's probably the most horrific scene in the entire goddamn movie, but it shows you the least. It's happening off screen.
Yeah, but you know it's happening. And it goes on for a bit.
It's the moment where they realize that the less is more.
Yeah.
And they were right. Because it's the scene where I was laughing, but I was laughing in that way that wanted to cry. Like,
yeah, because you're like, oh god, that's horrible.
Yeah. And and you're just hearing the noises, and you're just like, "Oh my god, that's horrific!"
Oh yeah, no, it was masterful filmmaking. You know,
just,
right in that
and
moment.
that's one thing I want to point out is fucking over the top and as messed up as this movie is. It does have subtle nuances.
Yeah, it knows
at
when to be
times.
subtle.
Exactly.
It knows when to be subtle, and sometimes it's subtle in the middle of all its fucking chaos.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a really, really well made movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am not surprised that this is like a hit.
Absolutely.
I am not surprised that this is a hit. It's so well done.
Absolutely. But as you were saying about the ending.
Oh, the ending is amazing. Because that's when you just realize, oh, yeah, this is not going to be a happy ending.
Nope.
You know, because at the very end, the boyfriend, they've almost connected. They've got like, they're separated by a wall kind of, or bars.
Yeah, it's a gate.
Yeah, gate. And, you know, no one knows what to do. And the guy's like, I just needed to make sure that I saw you again. I could cut your tits off.
Yeah. He's like saying all the things you say at the end of the romantic movie, but then then he does that turn.
He does that turn where it's all about I had to mutilate you, I had to kill you, I had to watch you scream. Just like, oh my god.
And watching her slowly back away, like
yeah. You're like, okay, that dude's gone. He is gone.
Culminating into her running to the roof, which is supposedly there's supposed to be a rescue helicopter arriving, but she goes up into the roof and then shuts the door, and then we still see him sitting down at the gate, and we just hear gunshots and like
gunshots, fade to black, credits. Oh yeah,
so fucking
my god,
dark and bleak, but says everything.
Well, it's like. It was a little bit like the end of Carnosaur. Oh, good! The military!
Yeah.
And
the fucking like nuclear bomb at the end of Return of
the Living Dead. Yeah.
It has that kind of like cynical like the world's.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I could definitely see the influence of Return of the Living Dead in this.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah, we're kind of fucked up. This movie was fucking a riot for us, and we enjoyed the shit out of it.
Oh yeah,
even as if it was horrifying us the entire time. Like,
yeah. I mean, one of the things that is nice is it is a good kinetic movie. Mm-hmm. Like, not a slow moment.
No,
you know,
reminded me a lot of Train to Busan in that way. Like once it starts going,
exactly. It just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. Like, although the thing I thought was kind of funny is that. Train to Busan has more like breathers.
It does, yeah.
You know, there are a few more scenes where it's like, okay, audience, let's give you like 5 seconds. Like this one's almost unrelenting.
Well, because even scenes where it's like we're gonna slow down for a minute and it's not chaos, those scenes are like the tense scenes.
Yeah,
you know, like her running into the scientist and going like, okay, what's the scientist's game? Like, is he good? Is he bad? Where is this going?
The movie never lets you off the hook.
Exactly.
You know, you're constantly being strung along, and it's really, really good. So well done.
I can't recommend it
probably one
enough.
of the best zombie movies I've seen in a long time.
Absolutely.
You know?
I can't recommend it enough. Don't watch this movie if anything we've said so far has offended you. Like, if anything...
Yeah. Not everything's for you.
Don't do it. It's just gonna fuck you up. Don't find something nicer. Again, maybe Train to Busan. Maybe Mayhem.
Fido.
Movies with similar things going on, but are way less mean-spirited.
Oh yeah, this one is super mean.
Yep.
You know, it's the fucking, god damn it, no, it's like the crazies on fucking crack.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, yo.
And it managed to have that Romero like social commentary, and I kind of
yeah. Let me put, actually, maybe a good way to put it this way: if you're used to Asian extreme cinema, this is.
Oh yeah, it's par for the course.
This is par for the course.
Like Ichi the Killer, if you like.
Yeah, if you watch Ichi the Killer, you're good. You're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. You're totally fine. Anyway, my fellow gorehounds, where can they find you, Camp Jackula?
Oh, you can find me streaming here on YouTube every Thursday and Sunday at around 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can also find me on Twitter at Counting Jack, where I will constantly tweet out whenever I stream. So if you want to just come on in and talk horror movies or shit or like extreme cinema, I'm right here for it. I also talk about spiritual matters, matters of spiritual darkness, because I'm Satanic Jack.
Absolutely.
You know? And what about you?
Y'all know me. I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, and Facebook. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema, and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, then be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way. Hashtag skullfuck.
Okay. Yeah.
If you made it this far into the vlog, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below with hashtag skullfuck, and I'm going to put it right here. Yeah, you can read it right there the way I want it spelled. Hashtag skullfuck, and yeah, that way I know, that way Jack knows, that way the whole world knows you watch this vlog all the way through. And with that said, my fellow gorehounds, peace out, and I'll catch y'all later.